All right, guys, welcome. It's San Diego Innovation Day, September 14th, 2023. And today we're going to be focusing on social innovation. And today we're going to be talking to a few amazing founders who are doing incredible things for the world in different sectors. So we're going to get diversified perspectives on what people want to tackle in this world. And I'd like to introduce just me. If you've heard from me before, my name is Riley Jennings. I'm the host of Baddies Mean Business, and I'm going to bring on my host right here,
Terrell Simmons. I am the host of Rise Urban Nation, and we are doing this. We've been talking about doing this for a long time, and we're finally doing it. And I'm so excited for this guest. Do you want to tell them about the guest?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to be bringing on Miss Founder Jenny Korosek. She is the founder of It's My Leche, and she is transforming the lives of mothers all over the place. But you don't need to hear it from me. Let's hear it from Jenny herself. Jenny.
Thank you. I love our little hype team over here. This is great.
Shout out to Eva and Jenny for coming through and being the best cheerleaders ever.
We are so happy to be here. And I love that we just have a platform to be able to share what we're doing with Leche to help moms, to help parents, to help caregivers, to help NICUs, to help donation networks all over the place, be able to use their breast milk better and to be able to reach so many more women. We realized in starting this business that we were solving a problem that we had personally, which was freezer space. There was a lot of clutter. There was a lot happening in terms of, our partners were trying to dethaw breast milk and feed our babies with it. We're like, this is just not working. Like, how have we not modernized around this? Moms have breast pumps and they have all these great things. But what about the milk itself? This is a disaster. It's leaking. It's taking up our freezers. And then we realized that NICUs and hospitals are throwing away milk. If it hits 6 months, they're throwing it away.
What?
Because in the freezer, after 6 months, milk starts to nutritionally degrade. Through this freeze drying process, this becomes shelf stable. This is actually my breast milk right here. This is it. In powder, shelf stable after 3 years. So it lasts on the shelf for 3 years. So
for 3 years?
For 3 years.
Wow.
So if we can solve just that problem alone, imagine how many people we can help in this process. We make not only breast milk more convenient, it's easy, it's flexible, it's not going to spoil, but then we can also do a lot more with hospitals and donation networks and people that need access to this. If the infant formula crisis taught us one thing, it's that we need more options for all parents. And more parents need access to more than just formula, right?
This is an interesting concept for me because I remember we bought a second freezer so my wife could have more space because we still had to buy meat, vegetables, all the stuff that need to go in there. So we had to get a second freezer.
This is a real problem. And nutritionally, that milk starts to decline at no matter what freezer you have, it starts to decline at 6 months. So why not give your baby the benefit of having the most preserved milk, the most preserved nutrients?
Yeah.
But that's a real thing too. My husband would open the fridge. He said, where's the chicken? Where can I put the I said, we don't do frozen food anymore. It's all breast milk in the freezer.
Yeah, we don't eat the baby eats, and that's the important thing right now.
So that's a real problem we're trying to solve for. So not only the increased shelf life, but also, there's clutter that's involved in this whole parenting thing, and we can help moms. There's ease of mind and convenience behind this as well.
And I want to take it back even a little bit because I love hearing people's backstories and how they come to what they do today. So tell us a little bit about your life before It's My Leche.
Sure. So I was in financial media for the first 11 years of my career. And then we moved out to LA and I decided I wanted to work with businesses that really fit within things that I were interested in. So culinary, parenting, lifestyle, travel. And I built a really successful business around that. And then when I became a mom, I needed more flexibility. And I realized that, not only this problem we were solving for, that it could be a business, and it is, that it's really taken a life of its own. And it's such a special thing. Trish and I founded the business literally sitting in my living room. We both had our babies about 2 weeks apart. Her husband opened my freezer and he said, "What is all this?" And I said, "Matt, the way that we take cow's milk and we turn it into like a protein powder, why can't we do that with breast milk?" And we went down this rabbit hole and we figured out a solution that we were solving for ourselves and realized that so many other moms were having the same problem. And not only that, we could apply it to so many different things. These NICUs, these milk banks that are wasting milk that babies could have if they just freeze dry it. So Thus Leche was born.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to the process.
Yeah.
How does this process work? How do you take breast milk and start to put it in a powder form?
Sure. So we send the mom a kit that has everything she needs to get started. We know that moms have enough on their plates already. And if we could just take one little decision out for them, that matters. So there are other, freeze drying is not new. It's been a technology that's been around for decades now. Even in the 50s, in wartime, they're freezing plasma. It's not a new technology. But the brand and the process and the ease that we make it for moms is what makes Leche special. So they place an order on our site. They get a cooler that has everything they need to get started, down to the tape to tape up the boxes. We don't want them running around the house thinking about like, oh my gosh, what tape do I have to use? Oh no, I have to put freezer packs in this, or I have to go buy dry ice somewhere, or I have to pay for shipping. Nope, it's all included. They get a prepaid shipping label. They get freezer bricks that are going to keep their milk safe. They get the cooler. They get everything they need to get it off to us. And then 2 to 3 weeks later, they get it back in a powdered format. And they can choose, if they want this bag that reseals or a little on-the-go travel sachets.
That was something I was wondering is this somebody else's breast milk or is it their own breast milk?
It is their own breast milk. It is their own breast milk. And we are working to launch a ethical mom first donation network that's coming next, which is huge because the breast milk space can be really dark and shady. And I realized this too after, having an excess and donating to infants in need. Even I donated even to my own pediatrician whose daughter had twins in the NICU because I just felt it was the right thing to do. Moms will help other moms if they can. We are going to set up that donation network so that moms who choose to freeze dry, if they want a little discount on their milk and they want to donate a little bit, they can get that too. So it's an option that's we're building that social impact really fast with an option like this.
What an incredible concept there. I guess I have 27 cousins. I talk about this all the time on my podcast. Each of them have like 4 kids.
Wow.
And so I'm on
That's
the tail.
a big family tree.
Oh, big family tree. And my concerns are always valid because I've seen it in my entire life, motherhood in general. And so to see that there are companies like yours coming out to make my life easier in the future.
Yeah. Well, hey,
God bless.
We also have a really great give a gift option. If you have any of these cousins that are having more babies and they need a little leche in their life, like this makes the perfect gift. It comes in this little box. You can be the star of the baby shower next time. So just be ready for it.
You bring that as a gift to my family baby shower. They might think it's a dessert. It's like, oh, let me try some of this leche. Hey, get your hands off that leche. That's not your leche.
Is we tried to partner with a dietitian. She was a little iffy about it, about creating a breast milk ice cream recipe. And some of the feedback that we got were like, my husband might think that it's like regular ice cream and eat. I'm like, well, he can have it too. No big deal. Like, the more you make, the better. So, but recipes are an area that you can weave all this into recipes too. So
collagen, breast milk.
I mean, it's kind of the same. It does a lot of the same stuff.
There is a market out there for that.
There is a market out there. We don't have to go deep into that, but there is a market out there for that. I will tell a funny story. When we first launched, we would get so many messages, like DMs from these like really big, like bodybuilders. And we're like, I think we missed the mark. It's not what it is. It's not what you think it is. Like they're like, where can I buy the milk? Do I get 75 ounces of the milk? But we're like, it's not what it is, dude.
No,
sorry.
Wrong business. This is for moms and
category.
their kids.
Like you have yours. Let us have this one.
They will find it. They will if there's a will, there's a way. So that was pretty funny though. And a lesson learned for us as founders,
I think it's beautiful. And I think just kind of this last final thing is like, what has surprised you about your journey building your company, specifically regarding like what you're doing in social innovation in general?
What has surprised us the most? Really, honestly, I think being in a startup, you anticipate there to be like bumps along the road. We didn't anticipate, I think, the parenting, the formula, the breast milk space to be as like aggressive as it's been. And, Trish and I are both really open arms, like open book people. And so we came into this space like, we just want to help more moms. We just want to help more people. Like, we just want to do good. And not everybody has that intention. And I think that can be the biggest surprise sometimes when you maybe they're jaded, maybe there's like, some history, whatever. But like for us, we have just been such positive people in this space and want to help as many moms as we can, as many parents as we can, as many caregivers as we can. And, that's a little surprising. So we always try to be like the positive players in this space and want to do what's best for not only the moms, babies, but the market in general.
Well,
we're not about like that.
Are making a difference, and I applaud you and thank you for
Thank
being
you
the
so much.
doers of good.
Thank you.
And changing lives and saving lives all at the same time with
Thank
this
you.
product and your service.
Thank you.
There's always going to be a need for you, and I hope people continually move out the way so you can come and do your good.
Well, thank you.
In this space.
We appreciate it, and thank you so much for having me. This is a fun event. I can't wait to just hang out with you guys later after this.
100%. And Trish, how's your
shirt? Go see the band and cut loose a little bit. So that'll be fun.
Absolutely. And finally, before you go, how can people contact you online?
They can go to It's My Leche on Instagram or itsmyleche.com and place an order today.
Beautiful. Thank you
There
so
you
much,
go.
Jenny, for joining us
It's
today.
My Leche, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we're going to have founder Kelly from Trax join us. And so we're going to go ahead and take a second to bring her on. But thank you, Jenny. All right, guys, here we go. Before we kick off our next guest, we're going to say a big old thank you to the people helping us make this happen. Gregory over here behind the camera. He's doing an amazing
GB
job.
Visuals. If you need visuals, you go see my boy GB.
Exactly. And then behind us, Mr. Tony. He produces music. He produces what you need.
Wheel maker in the house.
He's humble. But but I'm so excited to introduce the next founder, social innovation founder, as that's what we're focusing on today. So Miss Kelly Twitchell, founder of Trax. She has an incredible story. She even had a marketing campaign with JP Morgan as of recently. But I'm not going to hear it from me again. Let's hear it from Kelly.
Thank you so much for the intro. Happy to be here. And it is such a nice day. Honestly, in San Diego, we are so blessed.
We always have beautiful weather. Like my family was teasing me last week about, was it last week or the week before when we had the hurricane?
Oh, yeah.
The tropical storm.
The tropical storm. They laughed at us.
Yeah.
I had friends who were checking in on me like, are you okay? And I'm like,
same.
I think we're doing fine.
My family from Montana said, do you need to come and stay with us? I thought, I'm going to tough this one out. We're going to see how this goes. Not to make fun of hurricanes, the hurricanes are serious, but at least it was a tropical storm by the time it got to us. Yeah.
Agreed. But before we even get too far off track, Kelly, we would love to hear more about Trax and who you are. Go ahead and tell us something.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess to start off, for listeners to kind of give you some inspiration, when I started my business, I was a student. So I was an occupational therapy student and I was in my second term. Basically was doing a school project that challenged us to create something for people with disabilities. And I was inspired by local adaptive surfers in our community here in Southern California to create a portable pathway, to create a way to provide a firm, stable surface on uneven terrain like sand at the beach so that the folks who use wheelchairs or other mobility devices could then go access that area without a barrier, without that physical barrier. So, so you can start things even as a student. And in fact, I think that there's something special about being a student and starting something because you have this natural network around you that is here for you. Your peers, your professors. Hopefully, there's a program or two at your university that supports and celebrates social innovation. But it's a great time to really test things out and start things as a student.
I agree. And me, when I went to San Diego State University, when I was a freshman, I applied to the Zip Launchpad, which is an accelerator program at SDSU, and then also the Lab and Entrepreneurship program where I worked as well. So I understand that incentive to start a business when you're a student because there's just so many resources they provide and a lot of support too, just knowing that you are a young mind with big aspirations, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm curious to know, when did you know that this wasn't just a project anymore? And this is something that I need to take from concept and this project to make it a real business, because I think a lot of students kind of just leave it at the project phase and it just gets stuck with the university and nothing ever happens to it.
That is a really great question. So essentially, I thought this was a school project until the day that I actually tested it out with real adaptive surfers. So to give you perspective, the project was September of 2016, and August 1st of 2016 is when we actually tested it out. We wanted to see if it would sink or swim, so to speak. And the portable pathway that we had was, of course, just an initial MVP, right? It was a prototype. We made things from materials from Home Depot. Okay, let's just leave it at
Let's
that.
be honest here.
You don't need to know what it looked like. Basically, we threw something together, and really just thought, okay, I think this will work. And there were 5 adaptive surfers that day at this particular competition in Ocean Beach, California. And essentially, we tried it out. We had 2 10-foot sections of this pathway that we were leapfrogging across the sand with the person in the wheelchair moving, independently on the mats to go forward. And when we got feedback from them, that was when we realized that this is not just a school project, that we can't put this in a closet and shut the door and then go on with our lives, that we really had the opportunity, and in my perspective, the responsibility to take this project and turn it into a business so that we can then help millions of people around the world have better access to the outdoors, period. So it was about understanding the impact and how the product, regardless of what it looked like, regardless of what it was made out of, how it made them feel. And that day we realized that a portable pathway made these human beings, these athletes, feel empowered, feel a sense of freedom and independence and dignity, because they no longer had to be carried across the sand like a child, for lack of a better word, because the other things that they were doing currently to get across the sand is someone would carry them, then carry their chair separately or not, or they would leave their mobility device back at the boardwalk on the sidewalk hundreds of yards away from the event space, and then they're effectively without mobility. So we realized that was a big deal to them, and therefore it was a big deal to us, and we cared. So that's when we realized that we needed to turn this into something bigger.
And something I would just love, and I think would be really special to hear, is that a specific story that comes to mind that you've experienced before that really just reaffirmed that feeling in yourself that you're doing the right thing and you're on the right track. I love hearing those personal stories of feeling like I was there as well, kind of in the journey in some way.
Yeah, I mean, this whole journey of entrepreneurship is it's something that I had never experienced before, and something I wasn't expecting, and it just it chose me, and I realized, okay, so why is this so special to me? Why is this so important to me? Because if you're not passionate about something and it's really difficult to run a business, to start a business, to invent something new, to market it, how do you go from there? How do you get through the difficult times and the challenges? Because there will be a lot. Sometimes more downs than ups, and then it evens out in the future. But for me, the thing that happened to me that made me so passionate is that when I was 12 years old, my mom became disabled. I woke up one morning 2 weeks before starting high school, and my mom was laying on the bathroom floor, and she couldn't speak and she couldn't move. She had a massive stroke. And the months and years that followed, I understood slowly, day by day, what it's like to have a family member, a person you love and care about, have a disability and face a lot of barriers in society. There's physical barriers, there's attitudinal barriers, there's social barriers, and barriers to recreation. And really, recreation and leisure and social participation are so central to a person's mental health and their well-being and their physical health. That is what caused me to want to become an occupational therapist, because my mom had to go through a lot of therapy after her stroke. And so I think for me, my way of continuing to be an occupational therapist and serve people from all backgrounds is being an entrepreneur and building this assistive technology company that provides this pathway for outdoor terrain. It's still OT to me. So I'm really passionate about honoring my mom's memory because she's no longer with us, but honoring the future that I can continue to build to make an impact in this space, in this community.
That is so beautiful. And I love that your story comes from a place of passion and care and just wanting to give back. And, I want to go back to what was mentioned earlier about that JP Morgan commercial, because I want to honor you, because that's a big deal, and to see it playing on the television after these Olympic events, like I want to ask you, how did that process come about? And then, like, when I look at the commercial, everything you just said, I could see it in the commercial. I could see that passion, that care, and it drew me into the commercial. Tell me about, how does it feel to have that as a recognition, JP? How did it come to be, and what's next?
It was like you're like one of 4 companies, right?
Yeah.
Insane.
So it's incredible. Essentially, the crazy thing is I can't even tell you how to repeat what I did because it wasn't something that I applied for. What I can tell you is that if I'm giving advice for somebody out there who wants to get these awesome opportunities like that, of that brand recognition and that brand kudos, if you will, is one, build a brand that is, I will say you don't have to build a brand just social impact wise, but you must have some sort of social impact mission within your company. So whether you build a widget and then you have a 1% give back, or your company volunteers a lot or something, like, there's always a way to bake that into your core, and you'll get a lot of brand loyalty that way. And it's doing good and it's good for business. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is be genuine. So for me, everything that I do, as I just kind of told you in that story about my mom, is driven by my own passion. And I think that I'm genuine in sharing that, and people can tell, because I think it also lends to the fact that I'm an occupational therapist first and foremost. So being in the disability community, amongst the disability community, I'm building with them, not just for them or at them. And that's another big piece, is when you build a brand, be genuine, include the people that you're building for and with all the time. And I think that is what has helped bigger brands take notice of me. So the thing about JP Morgan Chase, their commercial. So essentially, it probably happened towards the end of last year, but they were gearing up for this big marketing campaign, and they were going to select 4 businesses across the United States. And actually it wasn't all just about small business. It was any size business. And I happened to bank with JP Morgan Chase with my business. So that's how they knew about me, right? But what happened is last year, I was in a business accelerator program, which I highly recommend doing if you can early on in your journey. But I won the pitch competition from that day. Yeah. So that was, I think, April of last year. And one of the judges was from JP Morgan Chase. He was a small business banker, and he came up to me and he was like, wow, you're doing great. I'd love to offer small business coaching. We do that here at Chase Bank. And I said, absolutely. So I say yes to a lot of opportunities that maybe some people would think, oh, I'm too overwhelmed, or, oh, I don't need that. But I say yes because you never know what's going to happen from that. So that opportunity early last year led to him understanding more about my business and my background and my story. He passed that along to the marketing directors over at Chase, and they then reached out to me almost a full year later and said, we'd love to have you in this campaign. And then I said yes to that. So this campaign, they came out and they filmed in May of this year. And of course we included adaptive surfing because it's so integral to the story of my brand and my company. Yeah. So the filming was this year. And this campaign officially launched June 1st of 2023 during the NBA Finals. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then from there, they've shown the commercial at major sporting events on TV, as well as during movie previews in theaters, which is just...
How perfect timing.
Wow. Yeah. So... The cool thing, too, is not just the fact that, oh, my business is getting brand awareness and on TV, but for me, as, being so excited about adaptive sports and inclusion in sports and showing people, the general public, what's possible, and that just because you have a spinal cord injury or a disability in general does not mean that you can't participate in action sports. So for folks at home to see my commercial means they get to see a quadriplegic surfing. And that's
And
just
surfing
rad.
is hard just in general. Lord help me. I had to have my instructor still push me on the board itself. To have somebody to show that they can do it in that way, it's incredible to see. You
Yeah.
can't get any way around it. So thank
Yeah.
you so much, Kelly, for
Yeah.
sharing your story and inspiring so many people and your unique perspective on social innovation. So I would just love, in the end, how can people connect with you online?
Yeah, thank you for asking. So I would say follow Access Trax on social media. It's at Access, ACCESSTRAX. Connect with us on LinkedIn. We do have a monthly newsletter that shows all of the cool things that we're up to, but also information about what others are doing in the adaptive sports space and community. So that's a great way to support.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for everything that you're doing.
And for being so open-minded in this space, in this environment, and telling your story. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we back. Look, this is
Yes.
Riley is really being patient with me because I just been pulling in people left and right. We saw these young brothers on the live, and so I told them to come back through because it's not just about the social innovation entrepreneurs at the booths. It's about the
people.
the people on the
100%.
ground,
People walking around, trying to find connections.
giving out business cards and
Yeah.
doing their thing. So I want these two young brothers. Introduce yourselves, please, to the audience. Who are you? And a little bit about the business and what brings you here to. Well, I was about to say
He's going to say Social Innovation Day because we're claiming the day.
Yeah.
It's our day.
It's our day.
Okay, sounds good.
But we'll say
Social
Innovation Day,
Day.
but it's going to be all about social innovation. But go ahead, start here and then make your way over.
What's going on, y'all? My name is King J. I run a company called Black Royalty, where it's a media content creation company for minority creators. The goal is to bring in revenue for minority content creators that's outside of sponsorships and ads on YouTube and TikTok and all these things. I want to provide a platform for early starting minority creators as well, and also give a platform to those who already have one. I want to continue promoting Black people, minorities in general, give back to the community.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, yeah. This is my
space,
space, people.
Yes, this is her space. So
Space, y'all.
I'm gonna probably have to let her because she probably knows more about the
of
content
course.
creation
Nice,
side
nice.
questions, and she can ask the better questions. But I see my brother over here supporting SB.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Chris. I'm a new grad from the University of San Diego. I got my degree in computer science, and I came to the Social Innovation Day so I can get a better understanding of what it means to be a life science company and how these people position themselves to succeed. I went to a Qualcomm pitch competition, and I saw people who had their PhD for 25 years being in life science, and I was like, okay, so where do I start? So I'm trying to find a way to position myself as a starter. And I also came today to support my friend here who is already up and going with his business and will sooner or later, probably sooner, be one of the biggest podcasters in San Diego.
Okay, we might be.
Good thing we have you on now before
Look,
we pay you.
Exactly.
King J just got competition everywhere. First you got your man come on, two local podcasters say the biggest man. Okay, all right, we got competition.
I know.
Here's the thing though. We're not finna be big because we bigger than y'all. We finna be big because we joining y'all.
Oh,
we getting everybody in there.
That was
Everybody
good.
at the
That was
same
good.
time. You feel me?
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
That was
I
good.
appreciate that.
We all going up. Everybody.
We
That's the
all
point.
up.
We all.
What
Well,
I
we all
love
going up.
about what you said there though is that everybody is asking like, where do I start? Like, what's my
Mhm.
place in this? And I feel like
Exactly.
every single person in this place has asked themselves that at some point.
Exactly.
So we'll just start from the beginning. What inspired you to do what you do?
I was about to perform a poem at the University of San Diego, where we both attended, with a good friend of mine named Kaya Morrison. And we were about to perform, and we were talking to each other, and we were like, wait a minute. We're not making no money from this. Well, I'm like, wait a minute. They keep calling us back to do more poems and stuff, but we not making nothing from it. And then I started to think, I'm like, how many other creators out there? How many other people that are gifted in arts and something like that, or have a talent that isn't shown off in the media? How many of them are not profiting off of what they can do about what they have? Because all the social media is drowned out by anyone who is non-colored, by anyone who already has something or already knows somebody, right? Why don't I create? Why don't I have something that can give back to that community? So that was the thought process.
I love that.
Yeah, wonderful. That's wonderful.
That's thinking like an entrepreneur right there. It's like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
we can
Has
do
he always
something
been
else.
this
We can do something
entrepreneurial?
more.
Oh yeah, ever since I met him, this man has been bold and uncaring about what people think. So if he does something, he's gonna do it because he feels like it should be done.
No, the thing is, Kaya was talking to me. She was talking about do it. But she like didn't think I was gonna do it, right? And
You were like, bet.
I love doubters. Oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, tomorrow. I said, came back a full kit. She was like, oh my God.
It's like,
I'm
you have
yup.
the entity already in the process of being created.
Exactly.
I have poems on my phone right now. 100%.
Oh, okay. We might have to end off with a poem. but same question to you, like what life sciences? Because it looks like this is the passion route or a route you're going down.
I'm exploring still. I have spent the last year doing mobile app development and computer vision development. And San Diego is just the life science hub of the country. So I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't do my due diligence of understanding the industry and understanding what is happening and what is growing. I focus on high growth businesses in general. So finding a high growth business in life science is the key to a different life.
I love that. And it's something that popped in my mind before this was just like, how do you guys know each other? How did you guys meet? Where did this friendship bloom from?
From Kaya Morrison. Like I mentioned, she was really close friends of his, introduced me to him, and that was it. Like we was already brothers.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Right. Well, I want to go into this content creation space of how do you elevate your community, other businesses, yourself. What's your concept and idea of how do we start to co-create and create content to elevate folks, especially if you're creative in this industry space? I know you're creative.
Yeah.
I'm pseudo creative.
You are
creative. I got a podcast, but I could probably do more. But like working with folks like you helps me.
Yeah, and something I'll add on to that. I feel like a lot with content creation. For one, of course, it's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work, and to add vision into it takes a lot of intention. And so I just want to know like what that approach is for you, because everybody has a different one.
So mine is very inspired by my own mentality. I grew up watching my mom and my dad work, just hustling for everything and anything. I love hustling, but I do not like to work. Okay? I do not like to work at all. I hate it. Absolutely.
That's a top tier quote right there.
Here's
That's
the
the bar.
Somebody write that down. You better coin that.
How do I integrate that into my business was my immediate thought. And I said, look, I can create a website. I can put a bunch of content creators on there. I can say, hey, you can click on this person. You can subscribe to them to see all of their in-depth content. And I will handle with my team, my engineers, my editors, they will handle all of the content that you create. So if you sign up with us, for example, or you work with us or partner with us in any way, shape, or form, we are fully prepared to give you all the materials to make your life as easy as possible, to make my life as easy as possible, right? Because the main point is content creators need to create. You cannot create in a space where you have to constantly worry about, oh, but I need to do this promotion. Oh, I need to do this sponsorship. Oh, I need to, come out with something today, or I won't get money to pay my rent. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to provide a space for them, and I am providing a space for them to have their own place and platform while only worrying about the content that they create. So for example, if you work with me right now, all you'd have to do is go out, interview as many people as you like. Send over the video, you're done. Go out and find as many people as you like. That's what I would do for you. And we would work together in unison for that.
Yeah, 100%. And I feel like, okay, and since we're wanting to talk about like the future of social innovation in general, what does the ideal future look like with you in it, with your company in it?
You want to start this one off?
No. I want a second more to think. Okay.
What does social innovation look like to me and my company?
Your
in
ideal
the future?
future with you in it.
Me personally or my company?
For the world. Like how the world
the world.
How the world looks because you were able to contribute
Those
to it.
Those are two different things. Okay. I'll say both. So for me, I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to be able to provide for my community. I want to be able to give as many things as possible as I can to everyone that I work with and provide a constantly just happy kingdom, right? My company's called Black Royalty. We are a kingdom. I want to provide a place where everybody is royalty. So my company, being the socially innovative entity that it is, will be able to provide that space for all those minority content creators that you cannot currently find. Go search YouTube, go search any social media, try to find people that are specifically you. It's difficult, right? It's very difficult. I want to take that difficulty away. That's what my social innovation looks like.
Well said.
So for me, it's about replacing the baseline of what we know as creativity. In general, I got into engineering and software development because I love the idea of being able to create the world around me, create the world that I see on my phone, create the world that my family interacts with. So if you ask me what I think the future should be, it should be recognizing engineering as a creative effort first and foremost, instead of something that is universally recognized as hard. It should be recognized as something that can benefit everybody through their creative vision.
Now, I would be remiss if I don't ask you this question. Many people ask me, Terrell, I seen you at Social Innovation Day. What was you doing down there? I was like, I was networking. I was doing my thing. Oh, okay. Well, I've been thinking about doing what you've been doing and what I be seeing you doing. Should I come out to Social Innovation? So if any of your homies see you and this gets out, I'm going to ask you, should I come out to Social Innovation? What would you do out of Social Innovation? What would you tell them?
Absolutely. Why not? Like, what? Unless you got something more important to do. I don't know what you wasting your time. You want to do something, do something.
Exactly.
If you want to do it, you gonna do it. That's the only thing. Look, here's the thing. I wasn't gonna come. He told me to come. Honorable told me to come.
Where is Honorable, by the way?
I don't know where
I
Honorable
don't know
is
where
at.
you gotta call him.
But then one of the people that I worked with in the summer accelerator at the University of San Diego named Misty, she just bought my ticket straight up.
Russ?
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm like, all right,
Misty Russ.
get your
Shout out.
surround yourself with the people that are going to continue to move you to the places where you want to be. So you are who you are around. You are them. So make sure your people is right. If you have a team, you're going to be inspired to come no matter what. So do that.
That's a subtle plug for Misty Rusk of the Angel Conference here in San Diego.
Misty Rusk she's a shaker and mover in San Diego.
She's absolutely
What's
great.
the thing that you enjoyed the most today about Innovation Day?
Honestly, for me, it was getting a connection through somebody we already knew. One of our mutual friends was here and we didn't know she was going to be here. She was like, oh, you doing that? Let me connect you with somebody. And it's like, you forget sometimes how deep your immediate network even goes.
Yeah.
So this has been a great reminder of that, you know? That's been wonderful.
Yeah, I'm over here trying to find booth 52. She said there was somebody
I know.
over there.
I
don't even know the numbers of the booths.
You like
I
a number
like
of
over here.
There's over here somewhere. She said
over
some
there.
girl in a purple shirt. I don't even know.
Yep.
Oh, wait, is that her right there? Wait a minute, that's her right there, isn't it?
That's probably her.
That's probably her right there.
Oh, that's too funny.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Well,
All right.
we'll take you guys out of here. Well, how can people find you guys on the internet?
You can find me at anything Black Royalty on YouTube, Black Royalty Kingdom. Search up Black Royalty Podcast. You can find our social medias at Black Royalty Kingdom, at Black Royalty, everywhere. Go to www.blackroyaltykingdom.com. You will find my website, everything that I'm working on for my landing page.
And if you find his page, you'll see me tagged in something. Follow me right there. Follow me right there.
Right now, the podcast is coming in another one.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for stopping by. Me and you going to do a collaboration in the future. I don't know what
100%.
that looks like.
100%.
Let's do it, and we'll catch you the next time.
Have a good one.
We had to get one more in. I simply love this young lady's story. I've seen her several times do her pitch competition, win a couple pitch competitions. We got the founder of Neet Sheets over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome.
Now, for those who don't know you, who are just getting acquainted to you, please tell them your name and give them your elevator pitch about the company and how your company came to be.
Okay, for those of you who doesn't know me, I'm Ruth Loaesa, CEO and founder and inventor of Neet Sheets, which is patented ergonomic linen that addresses the stressful and challenging task of making the beds. Who likes making the beds? No one. So I created the solution for that.
So now tell them your backstory, because I think your backstory is uniquely one inspiring to know the industry you came from, the solution you developed that's helped everybody in that industry. not only just survive but thrive?
Okay. I used to clean houses and I used to work in the hospitality for over 23 years. But it was after a car accident that left me homeless. And it was during that period of time that I have to keep myself busy. I supposed to have the doctor said that I needed to have back surgery and I refused. So anyway, long story short, I ended up doing physical therapy, but I exhausted my savings and I ended up homeless. And it was during that time that I created prototypes and drawings of many of the ideas that I have come up with while was cleaning houses. And fast forward, I end up creating a real size prototype, and someone told me, invited me to an invention competition in New York. I flew to New York with $50 in my pocket. I slept in the rental car. And at the invention competition, I thought that I have no chances of winning because I was competing against engineers and app developers. But at the end of the event, I ended up winning first place. And that's when I realized maybe there is something here. And I have a lot of people asking me if I had product for sale. And it's been the snowball effect going. Today we have 3 patents granted in United States. We have several patents granted outside the United States. And we are now selling in the hospitality industry. With Neet Sheets, the bed making time gets reduced by 47%, and the mattress lifting efforts get reduced as well by 75%. So all these benefits can decrease workers' compensation claims in the hospitality and healthcare industries.
That's really interesting. And I'm definitely the type of person who's like flopping on the bed and trying to figure out the bed sheets. So I appreciate what you're doing. And you definitely have a story like worth telling. And so I feel like I would love just to hear that moment. And you decide, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. Like, this is what I'm going to dedicate the next however many years to this. Like, I would love just for you to walk through those feelings at that time.
Yes. Well, I believe that nothing happens just because, and I think we all have a calling. And when all of that was developing, I didn't know I was going to be doing what I'm doing right now. But I realized that my experience and what I know is now what I can use to help thousands of people that, like me, work really hard every day. And I'm glad that I decided to follow that calling and that call. And now I'm here and I'm having fun with what I'm doing. Yeah, challenges, struggles, but I know this is what I must do, and I'm happy. I enjoy every day of my life.
Yeah, just you being a founder is inspirational because I was looking at a study the other day that said less than 3% of venture capital goes to women-owned businesses. And it's even less for women of color. And so by you just being in this position inspires a whole generation of women just to aspire to take that idea from concept to creation. And you own your own patents too. That's amazing.
Yes, unbelievable.
So I want to give you your kudos and congratulate you on the journey. Like, you've had a great journey. And tell us a little bit before you leave, a little bit about what's next for your organization and where can people find you.
So we are preparing a Kickstarter. Well, actually, we're just waiting for the green light to launch the Kickstarter campaign. We want to see if there is a space for Neet Sheets with the retail market to help people who doesn't enjoy making the beds, or people that cannot leave the house without making the bed. So that's coming up. We hope that the Kickstarter goes viral. We are still bootstrapping, so we prepared it ourselves, and we are gonna be. We already have the manufacturer in Pakistan. We're going to be manufacturing in Pakistan. As I mentioned, we had acquired few new clients, and actually outside California just recently, last month. And we got our first client in the medical health field. And we are trying to just grow the company. As you mentioned, yes, I've been told that I'm not BC ready. But as someone else told me, I beg to differ. We're going to help you. So I'm just looking for the opportunity, but we're not going to stop. I believe that we can help a lot more people with this. And thank you for the opportunity to share about me with you guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And before you go, how can people find you online?
You can check Neet Sheets and Instagram, Neet_Sheets. Also by my name, Ruth Young Loaesa, or Neet Sheets on Facebook. It's really neglected. I've been focusing all of my attention and capital and the protection of the IP, but bear with me, I promise. That will get better. But you can find me on LinkedIn by Ruth Young Loaesa as well.
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to help you create content and put content up on there so that you have something to put on there and show the world. And then what about the Kickstarter? Where can people find that Kickstarter? Is it starting yet?
It should go live hopefully this coming week.
Yeah.
We can share the QR code with you guys.
Okay.
And guess what? We're going to link everything.
We're going to
in the
link everything.
below,
So y'all make sure
guys.
y'all follow
Don't worry.
Neet Sheets. They're doing revolutionary thing, not only in the hospitality industry, but let's get them into the retail market too.
Yay.
Thank you for stopping
Ruth.
by.
Thank you,
for
guys.
joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, we're wrapping it up for our live podcast here at Innovation Day. I keep wanting to call it Social Innovation Day.
I know.
so glad
we
I got
did
to
that.
do this with you.
We definitely called it Social Innovation
What
Day
you want to say to the people?
multiple times. But thank you guys for watching up until this point. We got to talk to so many amazing founders today. It was an honor to be next to Mr. Terrell right here. But anyways, you can find all of the founders' information in the description below. We're going to be tagging everything and supporting these founders in their causes. And so we're really excited to be a small part in doing that. And thank you to Connect and Village Up and Rise Urban Nation and all the people who provided supplies, tape.
And thank you to Baddies Mean Business for, like, y'all don't know, she's behind the scenes guru. She really helped make this happen. So I got to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Of
I don't know what I'd
course.
do without you.
Of course. This was so much fun to do. So thank you guys for tuning in.
Oh,
And
wait. We got to thank Will Maker, our audio engineer. We got
Will,
to thank
pop in, Greg.
We got to
Come
thank
on.
GB Visuals.
Greg, get in. Greg.
Get in here.
Come here.
If you need an audio engineer, so a lot of people ask me, yo, where did you get your audio? Who does your editing and your podcast? This is the man right here. He has his own YouTube channel. Check him out. He works with audio recording artists as well. And then there's gonna be my new guy right here. He does all the video content for Alex. I don't know who else you do. You probably do a couple other people as well too.
Maybe me now.
Yeah. This is truly when you say it takes a village, this truly takes a village effort. This is part of our My Nation, Rise Urban Nation, and Julius is out there. This thing over there.
Anyways, Julius, the founder of Village Up. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. We're signing off.
Signing
Baddies Mean
off.
Business and
Rise Urban Nation. Peace. Peace up, A-Town down.